Beginning. I'd seen destruction before on mining colonies, crashed freighters, even a battlefield or two during my days as a volunteer medic. But nothing prepared me for the devastation at Outpost Viridian 6. The sky was dark with smoke, rising like a funeral shroud over the collapsed domes. Fires flickered in broken corridors. When my small shuttle landed, the ground shook from distant explosions. I wasn't a soldier anymore. Not even close. Just a freelance relief worker who happened to be the closest to the distress signal. I stepped out, breathing through the collar filter. The air smelled like scorched metal and plasma burns. My visor scanned for life signs. Nothing. 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 Then, a faint pulse. Buried. Weak. Close. I hurried toward a pile of shattered support beams and a collapsed walkway. Sparks fell from broken power conduits above. "Hello? Can you hear me?" I shouted. No answer. I activated my exobrace, boosting my strength just enough to start lifting the smaller beams. Dust rose. Static crackled in my comms. And then I saw it. A hand. Small, delicate, darkened by ash. I dropped to my knees and cleared debris until I uncovered the upper half of a woman's body. She was alien, clearly so, but breathtaking in a strange, ethereal way. Her skin shimmered faintly, even beneath soot. Her hair, long and silver-black, stuck to her cheek. A low groan left her lips. "You're alive," I whispered. "Hold on. I'm getting you out." Her eyelids fluttered open. Eyes, violet, luminous, focused on me with difficulty. "Human," she whispered, voice barely audible. "Yes," I said. "I'm here to help." She tried to move. A surge of pain twisted her face. "No," she gasped. "Run. You don't understand." "Save your strength," I told her, even as I dug faster. "Whatever happened, it's over now." But I was wrong. I just didn't know it yet. Piece by piece, I freed her lower body. Her leg was pinned under a heavy steel beam. I braced my legs and lifted, the exobrace whining with the strain until I could push it aside. She coughed, trembling. "What's your name?" I asked. She hesitated. Her violet eyes flickered with something like fear. "Call me Lycera." "Okay, Lycera. I'm going to pick you up now." She didn't fight. She simply closed her eyes and let her head fall against my shoulder, unconscious once more. I carried her back to my shuttle, my arms shaking not from her weight, but from the strange feeling that I had just stepped into something far bigger than a rescue mission. Something dangerous. Middle. Lycera remained unconscious for nearly an hour. I cleaned her wounds, treated the fractures with stabilizing splints, and bandaged the burns across her side. She was lucky, if you could call surviving an annihilated outpost lucky. When she finally woke, the shuttle was already in the sky, gliding across the storm clouds. Her first instinct was to push herself half upright, grabbing my wrist. "Where are we?" she demanded, eyes glowing brighter now. "Safe," I said. "Or at least safer than where you were." She looked around the cabin, modest, functional, nothing special, then back at me. "You saved me," she said softly. "I couldn't just leave you." Her gaze darkened. "You may have doomed yourself doing so." I frowned. "Why would you say that?" She didn't respond right away. Instead, she pressed her palm against her side, wincing. Beneath the bandages, I saw faint blue light flickering. I leaned closer. "You're wound, does it glow normally?" "No," she whispered. The lights intensified, forming small patterns, curls and sharp angular lines, almost like runes. "What is that?" Her voice dropped. "My birthmark. Or rather, my seal." Before I could ask more, the shuttle shook violently. Warning alarms blared. Incoming ships detected unknown signature. Lysira's breath caught. No. Not now. Who are they? I asked, pulling up the scanner view. 3 dark ships, shaped like spearheads, descended from above, fast, coordinated, predatory. Lysira closed her eyes. Hunters. For you. For my bloodline. That was when I realized. Lysira wasn't just a survivor. She was a target. She leaned toward me, gripping my arm. You must listen. My identity, it was never meant to be revealed. Even to my own people. Lysira, who are you? Her gaze locked onto mine, solemn and heavy. I am Lysira Vela, daughter of Empress Valerin, heir to the Valyrian Empire. I stared at her. The hidden princess, she added. Concealed since birth. The runes on her skin glowed brighter, like they were responding to her confession. I swallowed hard. Why hide you? To protect the Empire, from those who would tear it apart to claim me. And those ships? They're here to finish what they started at the outpost. They learned where I was. They came to kill me. The alarms grew louder. The hunters were closing in. I tightened my straps and gripped the controls. Hold on. You mean to fight? She said, astonished. I don't have a choice. She stared as if she'd never seen anyone so foolish, yet there was a flicker of something else in her eyes too. Perhaps hope. The pursuit. The hunters opened fire. Plasma bolts streaked past the shuttle, rocking us. I threw the shuttle into a dive, skimming the canyon below. Lysira gasped as the craft shook. If you flee, they will hunt you until you burn. Great motivational speech, I muttered. Any tactical advice? Stay unpredictable. Their targeting systems assume logic. Logic. Great. I'm an expert in bad decisions. I jerked the ship left, then spun upward. One of the hunters slammed into the canyon wall, exploding. See? I grinned. Lysira stared. Ah, you proud of that? A little. The other 2 ships closed in. One latched onto us with tractor beams. The shuttle bucked violently. They're trying to board, she warned. Not if I can help it. I redirected power to thrusters, overloaded the rear engines, and fired. The burst of force shattered the tractor beam and sent the hunter spiraling off trajectory. One left. I shouted. But the remaining ship was faster. Smarter. Its weapons locked onto my engines. Lysira leaned forward. Turn right. Right. That leads into. Do it. I trusted her. The shuttle veered sharply just as the hunter fired. The plasma bolt struck a rock spire instead, unleashing a chain reaction of falling debris. Stones crashed down on the hunter's hull, sending it spinning out of control before it burst into flames. Silence filled the cabin. My hands trembled. Lysira exhaled shakily, her shoulders lowering. You saved me twice. I forced a smile. Guess I'm making a habit of it. But the shuttle was damaged, badly. Smoke filled the rear compartment. We need to land, I said. Before the engines fail. She nodded. There's a safe zone, coordinates east of here. I entered them. We touched down in a valley surrounded by shimmering blue crystals. The engines groaned to a stop. I opened the hatch. Cool, clean air flowed in. Lysira stepped out slowly, leaning on my shoulder. The glowing runes had dimmed again. Thank you, she murmured. Most would have fled when they learned who I was. Most aren't me. She tilted her head, studying me with those radiant violet eyes. That is true. The truth of her birth. We walked through the Crystal Valley. A small cave opened into a protected grotto illuminated by bioluminescent vines. It was peaceful, impossibly so, compared to the chaos earlier. Lysira sat on a smooth stone, breath still uneven. You deserve the truth, she said quietly. I nodded and sat beside her.